In our previous video, we explored some of the greatest disasters in human history, moments when nature's fury and human vulnerability collided. Each story reminded us how fragile our world can be and how powerful the will to survive truly is. Today, we continue that journey, diving deeper into more catastrophic events that shaped our planet and left unforgettable marks on history. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you notice any missing or inaccurate details, feel free to share them in the comments below. Your feedback helps make these stories even better. Mexico, Puebla earthquake 2017. On September 19, 2017, a powerful 7.1 magnitude earthquake struck Puebla, Mexico, causing widespread destruction in Puebla City and Mexico City. Buildings collapsed, roads cracked, and thousands of people were trapped under rubble. Emergency services rushed to help survivors, while residents faced the chaos and fear of aftershocks. This disaster highlighted Mexico's vulnerability to earthquakes and reinforced the importance of strict building codes and preparedness. Philippines, Typhoon Bopha, 2012. In December 2012, Typhoon Bopha, locally known as Pablo, tore through Mindanao in the Philippines. Winds exceeding 160 kilometers per hour and torrential rains triggered massive floods and landslides. Entire communities were wiped out. Thousands of people lost their lives and countless homes were destroyed. Relief efforts faced immense challenges due to blocked roads and continued rainfall, emphasizing the ferocity of tropical cyclones in vulnerable regions. Australia, Queensland floods, 2010. From late 2010 through early 2011, Queensland, Australia experienced devastating floods caused by extreme rainfall and overflowing rivers. Entire towns were submerged, homes and farmlands destroyed, and over 30 people lost their lives. Millions of people were affected, with infrastructure and wildlife severely impacted. These floods became one of the costliest natural disasters in Australian history, prompting major improvements in flood preparedness and urban planning. Mozambique, Zimbabwe floods, 2000. In early 2000, heavy rains led to catastrophic flooding across Mozambique and Zimbabwe. Villages were submerged, rivers overflowed, and people were stranded on rooftops. Hundreds drowned and millions were left homeless. Relief operations struggled against the relentless waters, highlighting the vulnerability of southern Africa to extreme weather events and the critical need for early warning systems. India, Gujarat earthquake, 2001. On January 26, 2001, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Gujarat, India, coinciding tragically with Republic Day celebrations. Buildings crumbled, entire villages were flattened, and tens of thousands of people lost their lives. Survivors faced extreme conditions in the aftermath, and the earthquake became a turning point for India's disaster management, leading to improvements in seismic building codes and emergency response strategies. 10. Iran, Bam earthquake, 2003. On December 26, 2003, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake devastated the historic city of Bam in southeastern Iran. Ancient mud brick structures collapsed almost entirely, and over 26,000 people were killed. The disaster exposed the vulnerability of traditional construction methods to seismic activity and underscored the urgent need for modern earthquake-resistant architecture in historic towns. India, Orissa Cyclone, 1999. On October 29, 1999, a devastating cyclone struck Orissa, India, with winds over 250 kilometers per hour and a massive storm surge. Coastal villages were swept away, thousands perished, and millions were displaced. Despite warnings, many communities could not evacuate in time. The catastrophe led to major improvements in India's early warning systems and emergency response protocols, saving countless lives in subsequent disasters. Japan, Kobe earthquake, 1995. On January 17, 1995, a 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck Kobe, Japan. Buildings collapsed, highways crumbled, and over 6,400 people lost their lives. Fires broke out, streets were filled with rubble, and thousands were left homeless. Kobe's earthquake became a case study in urban earthquake preparedness and reconstruction, transforming Japan's approach to seismic safety and emergency management. Iran, Manjil Rudbar earthquake, 1990. On June 21, 1990, northern Iran experienced a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake. Entire villages were flattened within moments, leaving tens of thousands dead or injured. Rescue operations were hampered by destroyed roads and communications, revealing the need for better infrastructure and emergency planning. The tragedy prompted changes in construction practices and disaster management across the region. Philippines, Mount Pinatubo Eruption, 1991. In June 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted in the Philippines after centuries of dormancy. A massive ash cloud darkened the sky. Lava flows destroyed nearby villages, and pyroclastic flows devastated the surrounding landscape. Over 200,000 people were evacuated, but hundreds still perished. The eruption left a lasting impact on the environment and local communities, illustrating the raw power of volcanic activity. Russia, Ufa Gas Explosion, 1989. On June 4, 1989, near Ufa, Russia, a gas pipeline exploded while two passenger trains were passing. The resulting fireball instantly engulfed the trains, killing 575 people and injuring hundreds more. The disaster revealed the dangers of industrial infrastructure and highlighted the importance of strict safety protocols in transportation and gas systems. Mexico, Mexico City earthquake, 1985. On September 19, 1985, an 8.1 magnitude earthquake struck Mexico City. Poorly constructed buildings collapsed, killing over 10,000 people. Streets were filled with rubble, and survivors faced a desperate struggle for rescue and relief. This event led to sweeping reforms in construction codes, urban planning, and disaster preparedness in Mexico. India, Andhra Pradesh Cyclone, 1977. In November 1977, a violent cyclone struck Andhra Pradesh, India. Storm surges and high winds destroyed homes, boats, and crops along the coast. Over 10,000 lives were lost and thousands were injured. The tragedy prompted improvements in early warning systems and evacuation strategies, aiming to mitigate future cyclone impacts. Peru, Ancash earthquake, 1970. On May 31, 1970, a 7.9 magnitude earthquake struck Peru's Ancash region. The quake triggered massive landslides that buried entire towns, including Yongay, killing approximately 66,000 people. The disaster devastated the region, leaving communities in shock and reshaping Peru's approach to earthquake preparedness in mountainous areas. China floods, 1931. The 1931 floods in China, caused by overflowing rivers, remain among the deadliest natural disasters in history. Millions were displaced, crops destroyed, and entire villages swept away. Death toll estimates range from 1 to 4 million, making it a catastrophic event that reshaped communities and left a permanent mark on the nation. Essay: San Juan Capistrano Floods, 1938. In February 1938, Southern California experienced severe flooding. Torrential rains and swollen rivers inundated towns, destroying homes and farmlands. While the death toll was lower than other disasters, the economic impact was significant. Communities struggled to recover, and the floods highlighted the need for improved flood management and urban planning. Italy, Messina earthquake, 1908. On December 28, 1908, Messina and Reggio Calabria were struck by a 7.1 magnitude earthquake. Buildings collapsed instantly, streets were filled with debris, and fires erupted across the cities. Over 75,000 people lost their lives, and tens of thousands were left homeless. This tragedy remains one of Italy's deadliest earthquakes in recorded history. So many lives, so many stories, lost in moments that changed the world forever. Every disaster we've revisited today reminds us not just of destruction, but of the strength, courage, and hope that rise from the ashes. If this video moved you, take a moment to remember those who suffered and those who rebuilt. Thank you for watching and for keeping these memories alive. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so together we can keep telling the stories that should never be forgotten.